Can you believe we are like halfway through phase one? Isn't that crazy? Like, doesn't it feel like yesterday we were all just hopping on the very first call and you were like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What did I get myself into? And now you guys are like, busting off weight, hitting new decades. And so let's go ahead and jump on the scale and see how you guys did last week.
Beth? This is 280.6.
I have some standings. And we have some new decades this week, which is exciting. So after 6 weeks, in sixth place, down 5 pounds, 2.44%, Miss Sam. In fifth place, even while traveling this week and being pregnant, down 9.2 pounds, 4.62%, Stephanie. And I just gotta say, Steph, I was super proud of you because listen, like we all have moments where we're going to encounter negative people, and we'll be talking about that in a couple of weeks, but you actually encountered it before we even discussed it inside of the program. And sometimes it's like someone peed in our Cheerios. Like we're so excited about what we're doing. And in your case, you're eating well and you're moving your body and you're like, I'm going to be healthy for my little man. And then someone's just like, meh, whatever. And so, but to see you be able to rally yourself back, for you able to control your own thoughts, for you to be able to talk it out with your husband and be like, no, like, here's why we're doing this. Here's what we're doing. It's just been, and it was like you flipped a switch, and it was like even more positive than I think I don't know. It's been incredible. It has been incredible to watch. And it really just shows you the power of our own thoughts and our power of our own perspective and our own, the words that we choose to give life to. Right. And, which is so huge. So awesome job. In fourth place, down 8.6 pounds, 4.86%, Beth. In third place, down 10 pounds, 5.18%, Christina. In second place, down 16 pounds, 5.39%, Karen. And in first place, down 19.1 pounds, like less than a pound away from 20 pounds, 8.9%, Cliff. Awesome, awesome, awesome job. Awesome job. New decades this week. Beth is in the 160s. Woohoo! And Stephanie, you are in the 180s, girlfriend. Awesome job. Like, awesome job. Like, how often do people that are pregnant go backwards into another decade? That doesn't happen, like, ever. And so amazing, amazing job. And so we were just talking about, what Stephanie was able to do with the words that she gave power to, right? And so several weeks back when we went through life and death being in the power of the tongue, what's funny is so often we really do live our life by the words that not only we speak over ourselves, but the words that other people speak over us. And so tonight, we're going to be diving into that. We're going to be tackling that. And tonight's one of those weeks. Today's one of those weeks where it's not always comfortable, but it's necessary. It is necessary. It is necessary because you can't bury the past and expect to be free from it. You can't bury the past and expect to move on beyond it. That in which we keep in darkness controls us. And that in which we shine light into, we are free from. But that is kind of the opposite of what the rest of the world tries to do. The rest of the world tries to bury the doo-doo. Okay, so I want you to imagine for a moment if you had a dog and the dog's name was Fido. And Fido came in the house and Fido's big. He's not little, he's a big old dog. And big dogs have big poops. So Fido comes in the house and he decides he's going to take a crap on your floor. And you're just like, oh crap, Fido crapped on the floor. And you don't clean it up, you don't pick it up, you just take the rug and you put the rug over the poop. And then Fido keeps crapping in your house and you keep covering it with newspaper and rugs. No, your house might look spotless. It might look clean and crisp but after a while, what does it smell like? Dookie. It smells like caca. And so we live in this world where we have been in so many instances where we're trained, and unfortunately this is even inside of the church a lot of times. So often people are trained to just bury it, just move along, don't deal with it, just shove it down and keep going. And what I am going to tell you is that is no way, it's not a healthy way to live long term. We cannot keep putting stuff over the crap and somehow expect for it not to affect us at some point. And so we've got to clean house, because you cannot truly be free and you cannot truly be all that you were called to be, all that you were designed to be, all that you were made to be, if we are still holding on to negative caca. We can't. And so last week, you guys had some homework, and that homework was to make a list. And that list was for you to write down anything that anybody else had said about you that was negative. Maybe it was something that wasn't said, but that you perceived. Maybe it was a look. Maybe it was the way you were treated. Maybe you were overlooked because of your size. You were made to feel a certain way because of your size. And so we have these areas where people have said stuff. And some of us, like I can remember all the way back to like junior high to grade school. I can remember my maiden last name was Utenhove. And on the bus, they would say Uten Heifer. Oh, here comes Uten Heifer. Now, I don't know if they meant it because I was overweight, but I was self-conscious about my weight. So how did I internalize that? Do you know, as a grown person getting ready to get married, I could not wait to get rid of the name Uten Heifer. My name was not Uten Heifer, but I could not wait to get rid of the name because of the association I had made with Uten Heifer. These were immature little freaking buttheads on the bus. And here I was as an adult woman thinking about that experience. Are you with me? And so here I am trying to succeed. Here I am trying to lose weight. Here I am trying to move forward. Here I am trying to believe in myself. Here I am trying not to be insecure in the bedroom with my husband. And I have things like Uten Heifer running through my brain. And so this is one of those moments as we go through these things, some of you are going to have more than others. It's not about who has the most, who has the least. If you have the least, it doesn't mean you didn't do your job. If you have the most, it doesn't mean anything bad. Listen, this isn't about you comparing yourself to anybody else who's about to do this. This is about you being free after tonight. And so my prayer all day has been, Lord, if there's anything that's supposed to be on this list, that you would reveal it to them, that they would be strong enough and brave enough to be willing to do this, to be willing to say this stuff out loud, to be willing to shine light into the places. Some of you have stuff written down or in your head that you still haven't written down, that you have been repeating to yourself for decades, but you've never told a soul. There is so much freedom when you allow yourself to get rid of all of it. when you realize that you are not your past. And to get into the future you want, we've got to let go of the past, because your past does not equal the future. And the only way your past does equal the future, because some of you have believed your past equals the future, because you keep going around and around and around, and you keep repeating the past. You keep trying diets and failing and repeating, and you've been going on this cycle for years now. Starting another diet, losing some weight, gaining it all back, and it's just going around the mountain again and again and again and again. And it's because we don't ever deal with this internal stuff. To get an outward transformation, you have to first transform from the inside out. That's how it works. If you simply transform the outside and you don't do any internal work, it will never, ever, ever, ever last. It'll never last. But you got to be willing to do the work. And so this week is some of that work.
So I put down that like my identity and beliefs, which I feel contributed to my self-sabotage and not fulfilling my goals and dreams. I put down that, like, when I was younger, I hadn't struggled. I didn't struggle with my weight loss. It wasn't until after my first child, that's 17. So I mean, almost 17 years of struggling with weight loss is a problem. But as a child, I wasn't overweight. It wasn't, and in my college years, I went, like, I was a size 3, 4, and then I kept going incrementally up over the years, like just gradually. When it comes to like the inciting incidences or the moments, I do truly have a hard time recalling vividly like certain moments. And so like I put that I can't recall any one particular inciting incident, or I've just blocked them out, that maybe they just I still need to be digging more. But it's more of an overall perception over my youth, of my experiences with people, my family, teachers, friends, just human people. So after over several years and efforts to lose weight, I've lost hope. And I feel like I lost hope maybe like during and after the pandemic. For some reason, when the pandemic hit, truly just like, I don't know. Yeah. So losing weight just, and I also had an injury, a knee injury, and I never got it fixed. And I just stopped working out, and a lot of the things that I'm saying right now are kind of, I feel like it contributes to what I'm going to say later. Because it's like, I'm stopping, I'm not committing, I give up, and all of that I feel is, the seeds that were planted are, here is the fruit of it, right? So also I got comfortable with the lifestyle that I was living. I was like, oh, I'll take care of losing weight next week, next day. And it just kept going. Years passed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, years have passed. I didn't feel the need to impress anybody anymore, not even myself. I wrote that down. And I did a lot of brain dumping. So this is what I wrote. I said I didn't have to prove myself, so I stopped dressing up to show out. I don't know why that came over me, but like, I didn't need to prove myself. I will do it, and I hope I can make it to the end of the program. So I must have been like, okay, I'll start this program and I hope I can finish it. I didn't believe in myself anymore. And I just enjoyed being a foodie and enjoying drinks over the weekend, and that lifestyle of like, you work hard, play hard, and all of that kind of came to where I'm at now. Started working from home, and I didn't need to dress up and look good. And that became a big problem over time as well, because I actually stopped shopping for clothes. I stopped doing a lot, and I became so introverted and at home, which is very much not like me. So I put, it's been a slow fade of deteriorating my health. And I was always doing something. I was like always working out or trying a new eating plan. I just wasn't 100% committed, because I felt like I would fail. So from what I recall, nobody really said negative things to me directly towards my weight. But it was more about what I heard was said about me, or the nonverbal treatment, or the looks that in a way make it harder since it's not a direct attack. Which over years led towards my trust and faith in people, or my lack of trust and faith in people overall, since I always felt I was trying to read between the lines. Since the people weren't very direct with me, or they were hiding, I'm like trying to read their minds, or like, what are you saying that you're not saying? I hope that makes sense. I put my perception had become my reality, and different moments have created this belief system. They have created my identity, and I've been working for years, uprooting the seeds planted, the labels, either I created for myself or others, and then of course my internal thoughts. So I am so thankful that there was prayer over this session today, because when I was having a very hard time trying to put all this together, one of the big things that just like came out to me is that I'm not taken seriously. Of course, that I'm not good enough. That there is something wrong with me, or what is wrong with me. I would tell myself if like I wasn't accepted, or I was rejected, or I wasn't included, or or I wasn't treated seriously, or like with the words that were coming out of my mouth weren't, they were just like, yeah, whatever. I grew up in an environment where I perceived, and I mean, it's not just my perception, it's kind of a reality. There are the haves and the have-nots. And I grew up being a have-not. And I felt and perceived that I was treated differently, because I was like, the have-nots, right? There's those people, and then there's us. I grew up in an environment that was predominantly not Hispanic. And as a young Hispanic girl, it was a time where we were treated differently. Or grouped together with others that look just like you. Sorry. So at times when I was younger, I resented how I looked as a little Hispanic girl, short, dark hair, and darker skin. I made it my mission to ensure that I could measure up and above and stand tall and talk like them, and not be like them, but so that they didn't talk down to me, which I felt I was being put in a category that was less than them, the thems. I remember a principal telling me, like, what's wrong with you? Because your brother was so awesome. He's like academic, athletic, and you're like the troublemaker, which actually, he accused me of some things that I wasn't even responsible for. But I was like the troublemaker, which I didn't trouble a lot. I just talked a lot. Teachers or family telling me in a direct or indirect way that I'm like too loud, I'm too much, I'm annoying, I'm hard-headed, I always mess up or can't get it right, or I'm not capable, or she can't do it. There was a lot of like, stay quiet, don't speak my opinion, and do not disrespect anybody. So I also wrote that I felt embarrassed to put myself out there, because I felt I would mess up. I remember going to college and getting my degree in international business just to prove that I was capable of big things, because I feel that I wasn't taken seriously. So I had a chip on my shoulder, and I remember not even being taken serious that I could be a server, because I think like I was kind of clumsy or whatever. And like, holding the tray with all the steak, the plates. They're like, you can't do that, right? So I kind of made it like, oh, you say I can't do it, so I'm gonna do it. I felt like I always had to prove people wrong, and I felt like I still carry that with me. So I carry a strong anger, which I do work through forgiveness with, towards people that try to minimize me or make me feel less than. I was driven to prove people wrong. There was definitely perceived favoritism towards my sibling from people around me, so I just didn't try. Or it was like not, I'm not really there. I don't know. I know that that's not truth, and I know that's the enemy, but it planted seeds at a young age, and I've been working through it. Growing up, I couldn't stand the way men looked at me or whistled at me and made me feel like a piece of meat, even at a young age. I put boys and men looked at me because of the way I looked instead of who I am. And I have then become my worst enemy because of the lies I believe that may not even be true, or maybe I took it the wrong way and took offense.
So one of the only things that I can remember is when I was, I don't know, I'm probably 8 or 9. One of the bigger boys in school looked at me and said, "Man, look at those big ears." And so, and that that kind of at the time hurt. I learned it's no big deal. It's just part of how God made me. So, and then I would have had probably more things that I would have said about myself, like "You're an idiot," or "You, why did you do that? You're just being an idiot," or, and then I often worked very hard to prove that I'm not lazy, because somewhere I got the perception that you don't want to be lazy, so work hard or somebody's going to say you're lazy. Well, that's just a rat race after a while, because all you do is work, 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 work. And I don't know if I told y'all I call it the chicken story. I was 7 or 8, and we were at Granddad's, and we had a birthday supper, and Grandma always made this amazing fried chicken. I think there was close to 20 grandchildren. And so after supper, we were all out playing, and I wanted another piece of chicken. And so I went back in to get a piece of chicken, and one of the aunts told me, "No, you can't have that piece of chicken." And for some reason, that done something to my, I don't know, probably 7 or 8-year-old, that she did not like me, and I couldn't have something. And now I understand there was 20 other grandchildren around there that would want chicken also. And so I realized over the years that, I actually kind of recalled this incident in the past year. And so I've never been unhealthy, but I ate crap. And my wife's like, "Why do you drink so much pop? Why do you?" And it always felt like that person that did not want me to have something. Like someone was trying to take something away. And I always looked at dieting that way. Like, the frick, I can't have this food. If I want it, I can have it. I'm an adult. And so I don't even know how I'm getting rid of that. I'm just dealing with that, and realizing what it did to me for all these years. And so, and also when we're growing up as a teenager in our culture, I don't know why, we always had nicknames for everybody. and just all us guys had nicknames. And so I was always super skinny. I mean, I probably weighed 125 pounds until I was, I don't know, 19 or 20. And then I got married at 20. And then I gained weight. I don't know. I got probably up to 150. Well, my nickname became Fat Boy. So, hey, Fat Boy. Well, I didn't take it personal, and but but did I? You know what I'm saying? It was just one of those things. It was a nickname, but so I nobody. I don't think they meant it bad because I really wasn't fat, to be honest. But that was the nickname they gave me. So um, that's kind of all I have on that. Just the main thing is trying to get rid of that perception of, if I'm trying to get healthy, I choose to not eat something, it's not because I can't have it. It's not someone trying to take something away from me.
All right. I have always been curvy, built completely differently than my younger sister, who is my only sister. And I don't remember noticing that until high school when one of my best friends drew a stick figure of me. Gosh. With an exaggerated chest, exaggerated hips, a very narrow waist, and a huge purse. It really hurt my feelings. And that's when I remember thinking about my weight for the first time. You see, at the time, supermodels were straight as a board, and the adjective used to describe them was waif-like. Think Kate Moss. Ooh, nobody was talking about curves, much less embracing them. Here's the irony. Feeling fat as a senior in high school, I actually did not know I did not weigh enough to donate blood until I fainted in the hallway outside my locker. I then went to college in New Orleans, where I quickly put on the freshman 15. And two of my very close family members independently told me I needed to lose weight to be happy. They started saying it when I was in college, and each said it several times to me over the years. Three people who never said that to me or made me feel that way are my mom, her sister, and my sister, who took me shopping for a bridesmaid's dress for my sister's wedding. And their patience and love was heard and felt, and it helped me push through my lack of excitement about my dress size. I lived in a group house of Texas girls in Washington, D.C. The five of us worked in different offices on Capitol Hill. When one of them got married, I was the only one of the roommates not asked to be a bridesmaid because the dress wouldn't fit me. Instead, I was asked to do a reading. And through this all, I had the same two family members and a new aunt at the time who married into the family, who told me I needed to lose weight to be happy. 3 years after my sister's wedding, I dieted for a year before I got married and wore a size 10 wedding dress. I was very proud of myself. After 3 years of trying unsuccessfully to get pregnant, I was diagnosed with PCOS and saw that Baylor College of Medicine was doing a study for medication that could help people with PCOS get pregnant. I signed up for the study, and when it was over, I was referred to a prominent OBGYN at Baylor to help with fertility issues. They told me I had to lose weight as quickly as possible and enrolled me in Houston Methodist Hospital's doctor-administered weight loss program. It was an all-liquid diet with check-ins at the hospital every week. I had a goal to get pregnant, and I stuck to it, but it was humiliating to be told I could not get pregnant because I was overweight. I felt guilty and embarrassed. It was such a difficult weight loss program to follow that it took me several years to try seriously to lose weight again, well after my son was born. And throughout all of this, I've asked people not to take photos of me. I've unhappily posed for family photos whenever my parents arrange them. And I have clothes in my closet spanning 8 sizes that reflect my fluctuating weight over the years. I've not felt comfortable in my clothes for years, regardless of size. And I've limited going out in groups of people because I don't like the way I feel. I've been uncomfortable in seats such as on the airplane, in baseball and football stadiums, and at the theater because I'm not contained in a single seat. My hips and thighs spill over into the adjacent seat. Several times the stranger in an adjacent seat has looked down at my body being on their seat and made it clear it was bothering them. When I'm at places where I can walk around, so not on the airplane, I spend as little time in my seat as possible because I'm self-conscious and worried that the people around me are uncomfortable. This week for my homework, when I examined my thoughts and feelings, I very quickly remembered the connection between happiness and being overweight, or what family members have said to me. I never had a reason to question it, and since separate family members insisted it was true, I took it at face value and internalized it. So I have felt unhappy and like a failure. After all, I started and stopped a multitude of weight loss programs, plans, and diets, each with initial success that ended once I stopped, always shy of reaching my goal. If only I'd tried a little harder and not given up. Those were the thoughts I had. And I wondered what was wrong with me that I lacked the fortitude to see things through to completion. I also lament that I missed out on participating in so many things because of the way I have felt. And those feelings are embarrassed, insecure, depressed, hopeless, uncomfortable, and a failure. That's it.
This is not my favorite homework. I feel like I don't know, I kind of kept writing it down and then I'd get angry and then I'd walk away, stomp away, you know. So it's not as organized, I don't think, as everybody else's, but the main thing, you know, that stuck out with me were comments about my behind, being called like a flat butt, no butt, you know, pancake butt. When I was younger, someone calling me, hey, fatty, you know, I was always sort of like, I was chubby. I wasn't like very overweight, but I was never skinny. And my sister was perfect. So that was hard. And then being in martial arts together, my sister and I, you know, the instructors would make exaggerated faces, like blowing up their cheeks. You know, if you try to do a jump and a kick and you don't make it, you don't stick it perfectly. And I think that they meant it, you know, like in fun and just encouraging people to like try harder. But I was one of the people I think that just took it a little too seriously. Because I felt like never someone that was picked first for anything. It was kind of like, okay, and then the leftovers. It was hard when I was pregnant and going in to be induced with my daughter, my first baby. I encountered a man in the elevator who was very excited, and he looked over at me without thinking. He was like bouncing up and down and excited in the elevator. And he said,
wow, you're having twins too? My wife is having twins. She's up there right now. You're a lot bigger than her though. Wow. I had one baby. That really sucked. But that I always hated that. And then from then on end, I always gained like 80 to 90 pounds with each pregnancy. I think so. Like the worst memories I have were post baby body shaming that I had from different partners, saying that when they look at me, they feel disgusted and I'll never be beautiful again. I'll never measure up again. Or I'll never be desirable. Can you fix that? You know, just general. Can you just maybe you need to think about you need to get something tucked or you know things like that and comments from like family members. Oh, we're just bossy. Like we don't have a waist. We're just kind of bossy and people pushing like leftovers at me. I'm like, oh, don't worry, she'll eat it now or later. She'll eat it at some point, you know, like in the garbage disposal, kind of. And then a lot of it too is what I tell myself. I think I realized, you know, how much I tell myself like that I'll never bounce back and that I'm disgusting and my face is crooked and you're you know you'll never be beautiful like you'll never fit in or be good enough. So these were the main things that stuck out to me. um it was kind of hard to I don't know if there's probably more.
So mine is actually started from birth. So I was an only child. So I grew up in the Amish culture. So being an only child is really unusual. So I got made fun of a lot for that. Like I remember like getting literally picked up and like shoved out of rooms and like the door slammed in my face at like the age of 3 and 4 and saying that I'm not wanted and I'm not needed and I'm not welcome here, that I need to go find someone else to play with. And then in 3rd grade, I got Osgood-Schlatter disease, which is an injury to my knees that I've had since then. So that created me to be called crippled, and fat, because after that, like before that, I was like, they called me beanstalk because I was so thin. But then because of that, I turned to food to cover up. That was how I dealt with my things. And so I went from like this to this pretty much overnight. And school was not easy for me. So I was called dumb, stupid, special ed, ugly, cold-hearted, not caring. But those were just ways that I had learned to cope and protect myself. And those were things that were spoken over me, which then made me believe those things about myself, that I was unwanted, that I was fat, that I was ugly, that I was dumb, that I wasn't lovable, and that my opinions and ideas, like nothing mattered, because I was just a nobody. I was just a nothing. And that nobody wanted me. I was different. I was the outcast. And I think that's all of them that I have written down here. Oh, I was always told that I had crazy unrealistic expectations because I wanted people to like to like me. I wanted to get along with people. And people said that I shouldn't have those ideas because no one wants me in their life. That why would someone want me? Why would someone want someone like me in their life?
Thought about the biggest core belief I've had is that I'm not good enough. I've compared myself to others constantly, thought poorly of myself, and I've judged myself. I grew up in an environment, in a family. I'm one of 7 kids. We all love each other now. But we learned from other adult family members to make fun of each other, to bully each other physically and verbally, and always competing against each other. We were told about tough love, don't cry, it's weakness, suck it up, instead of understanding and being compassionate and supportive of each other. So therefore, I've bullied myself through everything that I've done, accomplished, and achieved in my life. I developed an attitude where I'm either 100% in or 100% out, nothing in the middle. Growing up, I was told from teachers and family that I'm lazy, stupid, slow, unreliable. I struggled a lot academically, socially. Sorry, my dog. I struggled a lot academically, socially, and with relationships and friendships because I let those people's beliefs, those people's thoughts become my beliefs. And over in my head, I repeated those horrible things, and I bullied myself with internal dialogue that's just awful. And after I reflected on it, diagnosed with ADHD as an adult, and everything made sense. But by then, with untreated ADHD, I had developed anxiety, depression, a binge eating disorder, which all contributed to my weight gain. I self-medicated with engorging myself with food and sugary coffees. I felt unhappy and like a failure. I had a smile on my face, and everybody thought I was happy, but internally I felt like I was dying. And now it's killing me. I've had multiple diagnoses. I've been diagnosed with multiple health conditions. Throughout my life, I've gone back and forth, losing weight, just never being able to stick to anything and be successful. Before getting pregnant with my daughter, I lost 25 pounds, doing CrossFit. I felt great, but it was still considered obese, in the obese category. No matter what I did, I felt like I couldn't lose the weight. And I felt like I couldn't be quote unquote normal. I had a difficult pregnancy. Now my daughter's 2.5. Because I was overweight, getting pregnant, my doctor told me not to gain more than 10 pounds, and I gained 15, and it was so hard on myself. I didn't eat the healthiest my entire pregnancy. I stopped exercising. I stopped prioritizing water and sleep. I had preeclampsia, ruptured membranes, asthma, sleep apnea, insulin resistance. All these things were eating at me. I even had to have my gallbladder out, and that caused a slew of additional medical conditions. It wasn't until she was born we found out her diagnosis, and I blamed myself. I was extremely harsh on myself. I know it wasn't me that caused it. Based on the specialist, they said it wasn't genetic, it's just an anomaly, but I blame myself and said that with anxiety, depression, because I didn't actually know the actual cause. I've been through a lot of therapy, a lot of support from family and friends, and now I finally accepted that I didn't cause the issues, and I've been able to move forward, but reflecting on all this does bring back emotions, and that's okay. I want to heal, and I don't want to be like those other people that have judged me, spoke poorly of me, discredited me, looked past me for who I actually am, and those who have disrespected me. What's changed the most is, yes, I want to change this for myself, but I also want to change this for my daughter, and I want to be an example. I don't want her to treat herself the way I've treated myself, and let her think that it's okay for others to treat her that way. So That's what I have.
On behalf of the teachers, the faculty, the kids that you went to school with, the men, the any human that you've encountered that has made you feel less than, that has made you feel that you weren't good enough, you didn't measure up, that has made you feel that you weren't seen, that you were incapable, that you couldn't do something, that you weren't gifted, that you didn't belong. Anybody who's made you feel unloved, unworthy, and in any way that you didn't measure up, please forgive me, because that could not be further from the truth.
I bless you, I forgive you, and I release you. And I no longer own that.
I forgive you and I release you, and you owe me nothing.
Forgive you. I release you. I bless you. You owe me nothing.
I am going to choose to forgive and release, and you owe me nothing.
Forgive you. I release you. I bless you, and you owe me nothing.
I forgive you. I release you. I bless you. I owe you nothing.
Never be that again. The words spoken over me and that I believed over myself are not true. It's not who I am.
I am respected. I am worthy. I am beautiful. I am driven. I am committed. I am fully capable. I'm loved. I'm an amazing mother, wife, employee, business owner. I rock at it. I am an amazing daughter. I'm an amazing friend. I am very much taken seriously. If I didn't say this, I will say it again. I am definitely good enough. And I'm a superstar.
I am an amazing husband. I am a hard worker. I am a committed husband and a good husband. I am loved. I am a good boss. And I am a rock star.
That is the truth. Awesome job.
I am a winner.
The truth is I'm beautiful. The truth is I was made to succeed. The truth is I'm successful. The truth is I'm driven. The truth is I am committed. The truth is I am an amazing wife. I am an amazing mother. The truth is I'm an amazing daughter. I'm an amazing sister. I'm an amazing aunt. And I'm an amazing friend. The truth is I am perfect. The truth is I am teachable and have a thirst for learning. The truth is I can follow directions. The truth is I choose to follow directions.
The truth is I'm beautiful. Is worthy. The truth is I am more than enough. The truth is I'm never disappointed. And the truth is I am lovable.
So the truth is that I am wanted. I am needed to be there for my husband and my children and my brother-in-law and my sister-in-laws, my nieces, my nephews, and my four special sisters that have adopted me and to be part of their family. I am smart. My opinion matters. I am not ugly. I am very sexy. I am not dumb. I am not plain. I am not cold-hearted. I am caring and kind and compassionate. And I am very lovable. And I am not crippled.
The truth is I'm worthy, I'm capable, I'm loved. I can accomplish anything that I set my mind to. I am free from all those thoughts, beliefs, things that aren't me.